Harry Maguire has more minutes played for England than for Manchester United. I see some pundits saying Lewis Dunk doesn't deserve to play. What? Like, how would he deserve to play with how he's playing at Brighton? And I would even go to the stretch to say Maguire is playing, and I know he never let England down, but having low minutes or no minutes at Man United and putting a Levi Colville that is the future. That is the future of England. I would 100% give more minutes to Levi Colville than to Harry Maguire. Look what happens with Portugal with Antonio Silva. We're trusting the youth because it's going to give us big-time results. Levi Colville has that world-class potential. So that is my first point. I got to talk about England. 1-1?
No, I understand, and you got to give credit to Ukraine on a relatively decent, I'd say decent defensive performance because their attack was not necessarily the best. But yeah, when it comes down to it, I generally agree with you. I agree with you in this Southgate point, but to be honest, if underperformance or if a limited performance is a, I don't know, Euro final and a World Cup semifinal, then I do feel Gareth Southgate maybe deserves a little benefit of the doubt here. But to rip my own point apart, Alex, to rip it apart into shreds, I do have to mention that, yes, Southgate taking out Jude Bellingham instead of taking out Jordan Henderson. I did not understand that at all. Unless you're going to tell me right now that it was injury-based, it was precautionary, then okay, I'll drop my case. But him taking out Jude Bellingham made no sense whatsoever to me while leaving a guy like Jordan Henderson in late in that game. And Pickford didn't exactly cover himself in glory in this particular game either. But I just don't know how much of that traces itself back to Southgate and his limitations. But I'm like 50-50 in the camp with you that they are definitely limited from here on out. But again, Euro final, World Cup semifinal. So you're telling me that if it wasn't Gareth Southgate and it was somebody else, they would have won that Euros and they would have gotten to the final at least.
I think if it was somebody else right now, they would beat Ukraine right now with the team that they have. That's what I think right now. Because the expectations are, if Gareth Southgate is playing with the team that he played, having Henderson playing more minutes than did Jude Bellingham, having a James Maddison at left winger, I guarantee you people at home, England ain't gonna win the Euros in Germany, okay? It's not gonna happen, and that's the reasoning. That's what irritates me about Southgate. Like, with the picks that Southgate did, I think Gareth Southgate should have started against Ukraine with Harry Kane, with Rashford, with James Maddison, with Saka, with Rice, and with Jude Bellingham, with the players he selected. Makes no sense to me, Jordan Henderson starting right now for England. That isn't the future, nor should be the present of England right now. I respect Henderson. I don't think he should not be called up, but should not start, in my point of view. And Breton, tell me one national team right now with more potential and with more talent than England. Non-existent, right?
I can't. I can't. I mean, France is close, but I can't.
So that's what Gareth Southgate has to work with. Excellence. Yeah. And he has to be at least a contender for the World Cup and the Euros next year. That's what I'm saying. It frustrates me to see a player like Bukayo Saka that wins 2 seasons in a row. The best English player of the season, okay? 2 seasons in a row. That is mad. And to see him being coached by Southgate at an international level. And then you see without Arsenal, with Arteta. A Ben White that is not even called up with Southgate, Ben White. No, don't take me wrong. We see Southgate now calling up Tomori, Lewis Dunk, Mark Gahey. Things that in the past
Calvin Phillips
didn't happen. But I'm not going to defend the Calvin Phillips, though, this season at least. But there is a lot of criticism and deserved criticism in my point of view. I'd even go to the stretch of, you see Ancelotti, he gets Jude Bellingham. You see Southgate with Jude Bellingham, completely different. Very limited. And Jude Bellingham played well in the World Cup. But we see now at Real the level that he can go with. So this makes me think Foden, Saka, Kane right now. The level that they could go with a world-class manager, not something that we can see with Southgate. So this is I had to talk about this England talk, but tell us down below, what do you think about England, okay? Limited potential with Southgate, or am I overreacting, okay? And they're going to be a contender in the Euros, no doubt.